You can do 1,000 crunches. Hold a plank until your whole body shakes. Or train your abs every single day for months. And your waistline still won't change. Sounds impossible? Well, here's the truth. Your body doesn't care how many ab exercises you did today. It only follows a few biological rules that most people have never been taught. And if you're still making the 3 mistakes in this video, you'll waste hundreds of hours training with little to no visible results. Especially the last mistake. It's the reason so many people believe they're simply bad at losing belly fat. When in reality, they're just following the wrong strategy. Imagine 2 people starting their fat loss journey on the exact same day. Both train 4 times a week. Both spend 20 minutes doing ab exercises after every workout. 2 months later, one person finally starts seeing visible abs. The other stares into the mirror wondering, why is my belly still the same? Here's the interesting part. They may have been doing almost identical workouts. The difference isn't how many crunches they did. The difference is how their bodies respond to what they're doing. Once you understand this, you'll stop wasting time on things that barely make any difference. Let's start with the first mistake. It's also the most common one. Let me ask you something. Do ab exercises burn belly fat? Most people immediately answer, of course they do. And honestly, it sounds completely logical. If you want bigger arms, you train your arms. If you want stronger legs, you train your legs. So if you want a smaller belly, you train your abs. Right? Not exactly. This is one of the oldest myths in fitness. When you perform crunches or sit-ups, you're training your abdominal muscles. But the layer of fat covering those muscles is controlled by your entire body. Not by the muscle you're exercising. Think of your body fat like water inside a huge swimming pool. You can't stick a straw into one corner and expect only that corner to lose water. When the water level drops, the entire pool drops together. Body fat works in a very similar way. When your body needs extra energy, it pulls stored fat from different areas based on genetics, hormones, and even your sex. That's why some people lose fat in their face first. Others lose fat in their legs. Some notice their back getting leaner before anything happens around their stomach. It doesn't mean you're doing the wrong exercises. It simply means your body isn't designed to burn fat exactly where you want. And that explains why someone can train abs every single day for 6 months, yet still never see a six-pack. It's not because their abs are weak. Their abs may actually be much stronger than before. They're simply hidden underneath a layer of body fat. But if ab workouts don't directly burn belly fat, then what actually determines whether belly fat disappears? That's exactly where most people make their next mistake. This is where many people are surprised. Let's answer a simple question. How many calories does a 30-minute ab workout actually burn? Most people guess a few hundred. Some even think 500 or 600 calories. But in reality, the number is usually much lower. That means you could spend 30 minutes training your abs, only to burn about the same amount of energy as a single donut or one large bubble tea. That's not because ab exercises are useless. It's because your abdominal muscles are relatively small. They simply don't use as much energy as exercises involving your legs, chest, back, shoulders, and the rest of your body. This is where many people fall into a very common trap. They think, I trained really hard today. So they reward themselves with a bigger meal afterward. Without realizing it, they often eat more calories than they just burned. Here's something important. Your body doesn't care how much you sweat. It only cares about one thing: your total energy balance by the end of the day. And that is what ultimately decides whether your body starts using stored fat. But here's the interesting part. Even if you've already cleaned up your diet, there's still one hidden mistake that keeps thousands of people stuck for months. And that's exactly what we'll uncover next. Como really interesting thing about your body. It doesn't know that you trained your abs today. It doesn't know how far you ran. The only thing your body actually cares about is this: did you burn more energy than you consumed today? If the answer is no, your body has almost no reason to tap into its stored fat. That's why 2 people can follow the exact same workout, yet end up with completely different results. One person keeps their calories under control, eats enough protein, and gets quality sleep. The other trains just as hard but rewards themselves with extra food because they think they've earned it. A few months later, the first person's waistline starts getting smaller. The second person only notices one thing: they're constantly tired. Now, don't get the wrong idea. This doesn't mean you have to starve yourself. In fact, eating too little often leaves you hungry, low on energy, and makes your workouts worse. You don't need to eat as little as possible. You simply need to eat just enough so your body is forced to use stored fat to make up the difference. That's the difference between sustainable fat loss and losing weight for a few weeks only to gain it all back later. But let's say you're already controlling your calories. You're training consistently. You're sleeping well. So why is your waistline still changing so slowly? The answer lies in something most people never pay attention to. This is the biggest mistake of all. And it's exactly why so many people stay stuck for months. Think back to your very first workout. Maybe holding a plank for 20 seconds made your whole body shake. Maybe 10 push-ups completely exhausted your arms. But 3 months later, you're still holding that same 20-second plank. You're still doing the same 10 push-ups. You're still walking the same distance, following the exact same routine. Do you know what's happening? Your body has adapted. Imagine carrying a 5-kilogram backpack every day. On day 1, it feels heavy. A few weeks later, you barely notice it. The backpack didn't get lighter. You simply became stronger. Training works the exact same way. If every workout looks exactly like the last one, your body has no reason to keep adapting. That's why coaches always talk about something called progressive overload. It sounds complicated, but it's actually very simple. Every week, make your workout just a little more challenging. Not twice as hard, just a little harder than before. For example, if you held a plank for 30 seconds last week, try 35 seconds this week. If you did 10 push-ups last week, try 12 this week, or keep it at 10. But lower yourself more slowly. Use better control. Move through the full range of motion. Those small improvements tell your body, I still need to get stronger. And there's one more thing most people completely overlook. The little movements you make throughout the day. Walking more, taking the stairs, standing up after sitting for an hour. These activities won't leave you gasping for air like a hard workout. But over weeks and months, they can make a surprisingly big difference in how much energy you burn. Sometimes you don't need harder workouts. You simply need to spend less time sitting. So if you only remember 3 things from today's video, make them these. First, stop trying to burn belly fat by doing endless ab workouts. Train your abs to make them stronger. Losing fat is the job of your entire body. Second, don't focus only on how long you work out. Pay attention to how many calories you eat and how many you burn each day. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Third, don't repeat the exact same workout for months. Give your body a new challenge every week, even if it's just one extra representative, or holding a movement for 5 more seconds. Small improvements, repeated consistently, will always beat 1 week of extreme motivation followed by quitting. Belly fat isn't your enemy. It's simply doing the job your body designed it to do. The real goal isn't finding some magical fat-burning exercise. It's understanding how your body actually works. Once you understand the science behind fat loss, you'll stop wasting time on methods that sound exciting but deliver very little. And that's when losing fat becomes much simpler. Not because it's easy, but because you're finally moving in the right direction. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 3 mistakes are you making right now? Leave a 1, 2, or 3 in the comments below. I'm curious to see which one catches the most people. And if you still think cardio is the fastest way to lose fat, the next video might completely change your mind. I'll see you there.